Hi guys. So there hasn't been any real update in the situation of the St. Xavier's College Bikini controversy, but there has been a minor development, and I thought I'll respond to some of the pushback that I got in the comment section of my previous video describing the situation. So the first thing is, the college hasn't yet made any further statements, not that the news knows of, nor has the professor come out in public and said anything further. Only the new thing that has happened today is that more news media has covered, and there has been some sort of a minor furor on social media about women's rights and dignity. And no discussion yet on the Bengali side has happened on the criticism of the Abrahamic roots of this problem, Abrahamic conservatism roots of this problem. Everyone has been saying that, see, where are we going as a society? We are supposed to become more progressive and stuff, and we seem to be going back in time. Obviously, they don't know that we were progressive before the Abrahamic invasions and colonizations happened. But anyway, some people have been sharing around the photos of that professor. Some women, some sort of left-wing cultural Marxist activists, as a protest, I guess, that see, she should not be ashamed of her body, and she should be proud of posting her swimsuit pictures and stuff like that. So I'm not sure exactly that whether it was done with the professor's permission or not. I think it might have been with the professor's permission, because the people who are sharing it take these stuff, at least on the front of women's rights, take these things seriously. But I have not seen the professor say anything publicly yet, and nor do I even know her name yet. So she has not shared those pictures herself. Now the major thing about the picture is that when I first heard this case that a woman got fired for posting her bikini pictures, I was under the impression that she might be someone my age and was probably swimming in a swimming pool with friends, and therefore posted a bikini picture. And therefore I had argued that what else would you be swimming in a swimming pool with if not a bikini? So it's justified in that sense. And I thought, if not that, then maybe she has become some sort of a blogger for a side hustle, for some side income. And like how people become bloggers today, you post some 5 or 6 good pictures and some brand offers you an endorsement, and that's how you become a model. Here the issue is that it's none of even that. She is a woman in her late 40s, at least 45 to 50, she is that old, and she is in a one-piece swimsuit. There is it will take you some real evil horniness to think of that in a sexual way. And maybe that's the reason, because the guy's father, the student's father, was the main complainant here. Anyway, she is a 45 to 50-year-old woman standing on a sea beach in the ocean or the sea, wearing a one-piece swimsuit. How what else is she supposed to wear in that situation? Now the argument could be that she is supposed to wear a churidar, salwar or sari. Now they look as if you want to really sexualize, women with wet sari hugging their body will also look sexual to you, if you really want to go that far. And but my counter argument to this point is that, see, we are in a very westernized society, especially in Bengal, where eating a dead cow is the most progressive act of protest you can do. So I don't expect her, a professor of St. Xavier's, to wear a sari or salwar on a sea beach. And just because she's a professor, it does not mean she has to wear a sari or salwar. And I don't see how the point of not sexualizing gets heightened just because if she wears a sari or a salwar on a sea beach. So the swimsuit part is it seems absolutely justified to me now. As for the pushback I got from some people in the comment section about why a teacher should not post pictures like that in social media of her wearing bikini and stuff. See, the first comment says, during college days, knew of a teacher who had an affair with a fellow student. It greatly benefited the said student at the cost of his peers. This case, while not the same, can be viewed along the same lines of compromised student-teacher relations. In my opinion, institutions taking steps to mitigate the occurrence of these are in the right. Viewing it from the point of view of women's rights or individual rights doesn't do justice to the various dimensions involved. To this, I replied that I'm not talking about women's rights really. And the example you gave specifically mentions a corrupt situation where a student got unfair advantage in a classroom and therefore is wrong. Here, no such thing happened. it's the student's fault for stalking his teacher on Instagram. So the student did not get any unfair advantage. The student did not have to go around looking for the teacher. The teacher did her job in the classroom and went for a swim. That's the end of the story. It's not comparable in any way to the incident he mentioned. Okay, then he says, how is the boy at fault for viewing what was posted on a public platform? The responsibility for posting her own photos lies with the teacher. The institution has to protect its prestige and took action as per its policy. I don't know how he knows what the exact policies of the college are. I don't know them. To this I replied that its prestige, the institution's prestige, is predicated on its educational standards, not what their teachers wear in their personal lives or on a swimming pool or in a sea beach. It's the student's fault because if he hadn't looked, and that too in front of his father, the professor right now would have her job. And the second person who debated a lot with me on this topic started with a comment that female professors are supposed to set a good example for the female/female students and dress appropriately in private or public. What made her post herself in a bikini on media is everybody's guess. Meaning that he is implying that it was done so that the professor did this so that she could gain some sexual prying eyes on her, which is stupid as fuck anyway. Was it to show how beautiful she was? Then that should be aimed at her husband and not the public. This comment is Taliban as fuck, but I responded anyway. Yes, I said, yes, it could have been made to show how beautiful she is. Beauty is not equal to sexualization, and we don't even know if she has a husband or not, or if at all she intends to get married or not, or may even have a girlfriend. Her students are supposed to learn from her in classroom, not follow her in social media. To that he says, I agree that I made some assumptions and I do not know the lady in question. It is also a question of culture, Hindu culture, Muslim culture and Christian culture. Social media has become a buzzword and everyone is following each other except me, as I have not subscribed to any social media platform. Perhaps that is the solution. To this I said, true, that would have been the best solution. That is, if the student had not spent time on Instagram looking at his professor's photos. And then he says, I get your point, but one can also argue that the professor should not have posted her wearing a bikini on Instagram. It's a no-win situation. And I said that one can argue that, but it would be a lame argument anyway, and that debate went on for a while. So that is the main argument, that the teacher should not have posted her pictures wearing a swimsuit on a sea beach. I don't get this. What is she supposed to wear? See, I am wearing a t-shirt right now. I'm not wearing a kurta pajama. It's a westernized world we are brought up in. Out of the blue, I can't expect a professor from Bengal to randomly wear a sari and salwar kameez in the sea beach. And besides, if I'm really talking about Indian culture, what do you think Indian women were wearing before Abrahamic colonization and invasions happened on godforsaken sea beaches? What were their clothes anyway on the streets in a goddamn hot country in 35 to 40 degrees temperature? What the fuck do you think they were wearing? And especially on a beach. Do you think they were wearing completely body covering salwar kameez on the sea beach 2500 years ago from today? Or 3000 years ago from today? So get some history knowledge and think of the current society we live in and judge the situation from that, and then judge that it's, after all, at the end of the day, no matter you are a left winger or a right winger, at the end of the day, it's her personal life where she's having fun in a fucking sea beach. You can't expect anything else from her.